Hey, today I'm going to do a full comparison between the Freepi and the Urevo walking pad here. Going to go into everything, the similarities, the differences, and overall which one I prefer. So first off, just to show you, I've been using these walking pads for a while now. Past year I've been doing about 10,000, 20,000 steps, and I'm going to show you my step count. For today, it's almost 12,000 at 4 p.m. So I'm on my way. I'm going to probably do between 13 and 15,000 today. And this has helped me lose about 40 pounds in the past year. So I was about 285 and now I'm about 240. And this has been one of the big impacts for me. So I absolutely love walking. And when we're talking about that, the weight capacity on the Urevo is 265 pounds. So I was a little bit heavier when I started using it. So I might have pushed it a little bit too hard. And the Freepi is, I believe, 320 pounds. And now, first thing to notice off the bat is the Freepi is a little bit longer, and I think it's because of the base right there, or the top of it is a little bit smaller than the Urevo, but the Urevo seems to be a little bit wider for the actual belt. And now they both come with the tools and the oil to lubricate the belt, which I've already done for both of them. The same length for the cords. One difference is the power button is on the side on this one, and the Urevo is on the front. Now, a difference as well with the Freepi is you actually have these foot pads that are heightened, so you can actually make it inclined. So you would unscrew these ones, and then you'd put these ones in, and it put it at like a little bit of an incline. I think it says it's a 4 incline. Now, the remotes are similar as well, and one cool feature that they both have is a pause feature. As you can see, they're both paused, so if you're in the middle of a workout or just walking and you need to pause it, you can go ahead and pause it on both. Now, the difference between both of them though is when you pause it, when you resume the Freepi, it resumes at the lowest starting speed, so at a 0.6, whereas if you resume the Urevo, it goes back to the speed you were on. So I was using it at 2.0, so it goes to that fast speed. So just keep that in mind when you're resuming it. Like if you're gonna resume it on the Urevo, you might wanna even just turn down the speed a bunch, or just turn down before you get on. And then let me go ahead and pause those again. Now, another thing to keep in mind is something that I actually recommend is to get these like furniture sliders. And it's gonna make your life a lot easier when you, especially if you have it on carpet like I do. Our whole place is carpeted, so I have to move these around a lot. I work from home and I work at my standing desk here, which is part of the reason I have these. And so I can just move them around and move my chair back into position super easy with these sliders, furniture sliders. So I can just slide one in under our couch, and I can have one here in my office to work, and I can just move it back and forth so I can move my chair whenever I need it. Now, another important thing to know is when you have to realign the belts, this is something that I had to do the first like couple days when I got the Urevo. Oops, I accidentally turned it on. 1 second. So that's one of the first things that I had to do with the Freepi. Sorry, I think I said Urevo before. And it's the same way to adjust for both of them. They come with this tool you can actually use this to also lubricate with the oil. Now I'll talk about that as well, but first this part is for the realigning the belt. And right here you have the screw for that is to loosen the belt for oiling, and then the hex is for readjusting it. So if it's going to the right or the left, it tells you in the manual which way to turn the screws, and I'll even show you that right now. So right here it'll tell you which ways to go. So mine was deviating to the right, so I used this bottom image to adjust it. And then basically what I did is I turned them a quarter like turn or half turn each time, and then restarted it. And then once it moved back towards the middle, then I left it as is. So you kind of just go slowly adjusting. Now, a difference when you're lubricating that I like about the Freepi is it comes with this extender, so you can actually just go ahead and pretty much get to the center really easily with that, which is super nice, whereas the other one just looks like this. Now, between both of them, I would say I like them both a lot. One of the other cool things about the Urevo is that it actually tells you your steps. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So this is gonna resume at the 2.0, so I'm gonna go ahead and slow it down so I can get on. It goes through the time, the distance, the steps, which is a cool thing that the Freepi doesn't do, calories, and the speed. So pretty much the exact same as the other one, except it has the additional of the steps. And now the other difference between the two of them is this one has a max speed of 4.0 and this one has a 3.8 of max speed. You can also adjust the modes with hitting the M button. If you can see it, there we go. And you can hit the M button and it'll just keep it on whichever one you want. So if you want to just keep your steps or the time or whatever, you can just keep it by pressing the M button. Now these both are great options. This one comes with an extra battery. Now I don't know if it's just me, but this remote is like impossible for me to open and get the battery. It comes with a battery already in it, but just to replace it when needed is really hard to open. But between both of them, like, I think they're both great. I think the Freepi is a little quieter as well. I'll even compare that for you. So let's go back on the Urevo and let's turn it up to 2.0. So you can hear how much of a difference it is. Okay, so that sound versus, let's go on the Freepi. And they both go up by 0.2 as well. There we go. So I think the Freepi is quite a bit quieter. It's not as loud. And if I had to choose between the two of them, just slightly, I would give it to Freepi. I use it more. I think it's because it's quieter. So if I want to get an evening walk or morning walk a little bit earlier, don't want to be too loud, I'll use the Freepi. But I like them both. I think they're both great options. And yeah.